Good morning, everybody. It's so nice to see all of you here. I'm Margaret Smith. I'm president of the AtlanticLIVE. That's the events division of the Atlantic. And you are here for our City Makers Summit. We were just talking about what a hearty group you are. I'm impressed to see so many people here in the rain. I was also told that I should feel glad that it's not 55 as opposed to 75, which it is today. Anyway, thank you all so much for being here. Today we're going to talk about the role that businesses can play in improving the quality of city life. They drive the economy, they provide jobs, and in this city, like many cities, businesses large and small are teaming up with government, nonprofits, community leaders in an effort to tackle some of the biggest issues of our time. So among the questions we're going to address today, does business have a responsibility to do good, to help solve the big social problems of our time? Can business do that better than government and still make a profit? And how is all this working anyway? Today we'll hear from entrepreneurs, city and civic leaders, academics, as well as businessmen and women who are thinking seriously about all these questions. Before we roll, I want to thank JPMorgan Chase, our underwriter, for making this gathering possible. And on that note, I'm so pleased to introduce JPMC's Midwest Managing Director of Corporate Responsibility, Daniel Sprehe. Daniel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Margaret, and good morning, everyone. And thank you to the Atlantic for hosting such a great event in a city with such a deep history and commitment to giving back to communities and neighborhoods. Perhaps I'm biased because I lived in Chicago for almost 30 years, but Chicago, I think, is the perfect place to host this conversation about how the private sector can join together with civic leaders to create new approaches to economic growth and opportunity that reaches across communities. As we all know, this is a very diverse city, with a wide range and variety of organizations committed to creating impact, all of who bring together different strategies to try to make it a greater city. We at JPMorgan Chase are deeply committed and invested in this community and remain focused on expanding opportunity through our key areas of focus, which is workforce readiness, how we can support small business growth, community development, and then finally, encouraging people to create more financial health and well-being in their lives. Last year, we deployed over $16 million in our philanthropic resources to partners throughout the Chicagoland area and throughout the state of Illinois, and an additional $255 million in community development lending and financing. We're pleased so many of you are here with us today. Here in Chicago and in countries around the world, JPMorgan Chase has shifted our work dramatically over the past 3 years to have a different approach toward philanthropy, one we believe is more effective and more impactful, and one that we hope can create models that others learn from. This shift encouraged us to make a $1 billion 5-year investment globally focused on major economic and social challenges by expanding economic opportunity and hopefully driving more inclusive economic growth. Unlike traditional models of philanthropy, we now rely on robust data and research. From our own data, looking at the finances of our nearly 50 million household customers, to analysis of real-time labor market data. We launched a skills gap report last July, specifically focusing on, what's the disconnect between demand and supply in the middle skill job space. We have many partners in the room that assisted us with that work. We believe that innovative new approaches like our Pro Neighborhoods initiative that you hear more about this morning combine vigorous resource data, collaboration, and neighborhood-focused strategies that can create new pathways for growth that will help lift up our communities. You can also read more about our partnerships. We'll have corporate responsibility copies of our report in the back of the room. Together, I think we can explore new ways to solve the pressing issues that confront us. This is what we do at JPMorgan Chase, and this is what we know you do each and every day. I want to thank the Atlantic again and invite Margaret back up to kick the morning off. Thank you.